The 11th one is our good friend Pascal, and just go to YouTube and in the magnifying glass on the Cave of the Cross page, if you type in Pascal's wager, we've done a number of videos on it and you can find them as well. But Dr. Stein has an issue with Pascal's wager. He gives it here and he says that Pascal's wager is the last of the 11 arguments. I hear this a lot on the campuses. It says that since we don't know whether God exists or not, we have no way of finding out in this life. We have nothing to lose by believing in a God. On the other hand, you have a lot to lose if you do not believe in a God, and there later turns out to be one after we're dead. Those are the two strands. So either God exists or he doesn't exist. If he doesn't exist, then whether or not you believe in him has no bearing, and you're just worm food at the end of life anyways, and it doesn't really matter. But if he does exist, then it's better for you to bet that he does exist, because the ramifications of it are poor against you if you are rejecting it. But again, I guess it depends on which version of God you're believing in, and Dr. Stein could probably just hand wave this way very easily.
And that's what he does.
What God?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he does.
And in fact, that's exactly what he does. So he says, if this one's true, then number one, you are right about a God, and secondly, you have to have picked the right religion. So you have to be right about God in general, and then you have to have picked the right God to believe in as well, the right religion. Because you might wind up on Judgment Day and be right about God, but pick the wrong religion.
And then down you go, he tells us.
That's right. Pill's comment here before we end is, from a biblical perspective, Pascal's wager is erroneous wager altogether and should be rejected. And why is that? Because Bahnsen is a biblical Christian who wants to wave his Bible and say, this is the God that I believe in. Then Romans 1 and Psalm 19 tells us that all people know the triune God exists. And again, this is why we can't put down the Bible.
But they the truth, right?
So in order to suppress it, you have to have contact in some fashion. So there's still that contact to suppress it. If this version of God doesn't exist, then that's neither here nor there. But if this God does exist, and the person holding to it that you're talking to has these presuppositions in mind, then that's the version that is going to be argued. And of course, because why pick a position that you don't really hold to? Pick a position that you do hold to, and then argue for that. That's the whole point of the debate. And so Bahnsen's also going to agree with me. That's the whole point of the debate.